And Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission based on the foundations of Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and Mobile Unity. It'll enable access and exchange of longitudinal health records of citizens on a digital platform. The key components of Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission include a health ID, enabling citizens to create and access their health records digitally.
आज का दिन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। बीते 7 वर्षों में देश की स्वास्थ्य सुविधाओं को मजबूत करने का जो अभियान चल रहा है वो आज से एक नए चरण में प्रवेश कर रहा है और ये सामान्य चरण नहीं है, ये असामान्य चरण है।
To Sanjeevani, our campaign to spread vaccine awareness, and we are slowly but steadily inching towards the 90 crore mark. Now aiming to accomplish its vaccinate all a dream, India is now swiftly nearing the 87 crore vaccination mark. Today, over 88 lakh people have been vaccinated till about 5 p.m. Of these, over 52 lakh people received their first dose, while over 35 lakh people are now fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, Uttar Pradesh continues to top the charts of state-wise inoculation, as over 10 crore people have now been inoculated in the state. Runjhun Sharma now with us. Runjhun, what is significant is the steady rise in the number of those who are receiving their second dose.
Yes, in fact, and that is the priority for the government, Anand, to decrease the gap between the people, the population who received their first dose and people who are fully immunized, which means people who received both their doses. In fact, let me also point out, Anand, that it's on the cards and there is a thinking within the government to reduce the gap between the Covishield doses, and if that happens, that will in fact also make sure that that gap between people who received one dose and people who are fully immunized further decreases. But of course, this gap that the government is thinking of reducing is based on scientific evidence that they've collected from some international studies, which of course suggest that the smaller gap, about 8 weeks, works better. Having said that, yes, the pace of the vaccination is increasing. Zydus, the fourth vaccine to get emergency use authorization, also is expected in a week or so, Anand.
Right. Thank you for your inputs, Runjhun. Just pulling away from Sanjeevani for another development in Bengal, and the BJP delegation has reached the Election Commission's office. Former West Bengal State BJP President Dilip Ghosh has said that the situation in the state is not conducive for fair polls. And these are visuals of the BJP delegation that is now making its way to the Election Commission to make their representation. We'll try and go across to Shogato for more details in just a bit. Shogato Mukhopadhyay with us. Shogato, are they going to demand postponement or cancellation of the polls?
That's right. That's what Dilip Ghosh has revealed in just a short while back. To suspend the polls as of now, because the BJP thinks that obviously the ground situation is not conducive to hold free and fair elections in Bhawanipur. So that would be the memorandum that the BJP team, which has now reached the Election Commission's office, the office of the Chief Electoral Officer of Bengal in Kolkata, just a short while back. The BJP party is represented by senior leaders. You can see them, Shapun Das Gupta, Shishir Bajoria. They are all part of that delegation that has reached the Election Commission's office. It remains to be seen that the Election Commission will have to take a call, and that call has to be taken pretty quickly, in the wake of the fact that it has already in possession of the report that was submitted a short while back by the district electoral officer on what exactly happened on the ground and what led to that incident of violence when Dilip Ghosh was campaigning in Bhawanipur earlier in the day today. And armed with that report, as well as the memorandum that the BJP party is going to submit at this point in time. The Election Commission has to take a call as to whether it would continue with the poll process. Although
But
it's
it's
pretty
literally
late in the day,
countdown. It's literally
Anand.
not too many days ahead of the polls, and that means the pressure will be there. BJP is trying to intensify the pressure. The Election Commission has sought for a report. So, is there going to be a decision reached anytime soon? Because the EC has also asked for a time-bound report from on ground.
That's right, Anand. The report which was sought from the district electoral officer has already reached the Election Commission. The deadline for which was 4 p.m. today. And obviously, as you're rightly pointing it out, the poll process has gone ahead far too deep into this whole process. In fact, today was the last day of campaigning. Tomorrow and day after is the mandatory silence period. Following which the elections would be held on Thursday. So obviously it's too late in the day, and whether or not the Election Commission will take a drastic call to stall the polls as demanded by the BJP remains to be seen at this point in time. Like I said, there are reports right now in front of the commission. One, of course, is the one that is officially submitted as to what exactly happened on the ground, and two is this demand and memorandum from the BJP. Which will obviously detail out what exactly happened on the ground. And based on these two reports, the Election Commission will have to take a call, and that call, if taken...
Well, they should step out in about 10 minutes or 15 minutes after their meeting with the EC, and let's see if one of the leaders or all of them speak to the waiting media outside the EC office on what their representation has been and what's been the reaction of the Election Commission. Thank you for your inputs, Shogato. Moving on and shifting focus to Uttar Pradesh, where the anti-terror squad of Uttar Pradesh has made 4 more arrests in the forced conversion probe. The arrests come just days after a prominent name in Kaleem Siddiqui was arrested from Meerut. Amongst the fresh arrests are 3 aides of Kaleem Siddiqui and 1 person from Nashik. UPATS claims that the conversions are being funded by foreign sources, and more such details have emerged after interrogation of Kaleem Siddiqui. Meanwhile, the opposition has been attacking the BJP, saying the arrests are part of its plan to communalize the elections. Pranshu Mishra joining us with more details. Pranshu, the significant aspect is about 20 crores of cash, which is unexplained.
Yes, that's right. See, the ATS claims that 20 crore rupees that has been recovered from the accounts which was held in the name of the organization led by Kaleem Siddiqui and the other accused. This money is unaccounted for. The accused have not been able to give satisfactory answers to the source of funding of this money. It also shows a lot of trace of other money which was probably used for conversion over the years. So this is, the big aspect. Apart from the conversions which have taken place, the intent behind this conversion, how Kaleem Siddiqui and others, according to ATS, wanted to change the demographic status of the country. The bigger thing is that who is sending this money? Most of this money has come in as a charity from, even the offshore account. So this is clearly alarming, and it clearly goes on to further justify the ATS's claim that, there is a lot of Hawala funding which has happened. There's a lot of illegal transactions that have happened, and therefore they want to actually bust the very source of funding. So in that sense, this expose clearly is a bit sensational one, the 20 crore rupees in the accounts, which is unaccounted for, and the sources of which have not been explained to satisfaction.
Well, thank you for your inputs, Pranshu. Short break here on The Nation at 5. Stay with us.